Your next potatoes are going to be very different. Are these potatoes worth the time and effort? Aren't French fries just as good? Well, you've probably heard of the TikTok 15-hour potatoes. What you probably didn't know is that they didn't originate on TikTok. Long before TikTok chefs were going viral with these things, a small London eatery was serving them as a signature dish. This is the Quality Chop House. Their confit potatoes have been on the menu at this legendary London restaurant since 2013. The recipe is from their cookbook, published in 2019. And it seems to me like it's a take on potato terrine, but made into chunky chips, at least kind of in their size and shape. In this video, I'm going to show you how to make the original recipe, albeit at a larger volume. At the end, you'll know how to make these incredible potatoes and serve them to anyone that you want to impress. Okay, we're starting by peeling 2.5 kilos of nice fluffy potato like the Maris Piper. If you have a mandolin, you can certainly use that. We're looking for slices thin enough that you can see your finger through them. If you have a food processor that does the job, obviously this makes the whole task a lot quicker. Now I'm using 180 grams of duck fat, which I went to melt, but it turns out that on a hot day it's loose enough to work with anyway. And if you're in the UK, that happens to be a whole jar of M&S duck fat. So that goes straight into the potatoes with 1 tablespoon of salt. I'm working that into the potatoes, just really focusing on separating out the slices. You'll find if you do that they naturally get covered in the fat as you do it. Next, you'll want to get 2 baking tins the same size. Mine are 121 millimeters by 210 millimeters by 108 millimeters. I got them from Nisbets in the UK, and I wanted to get tins that had as little slope to the sides as possible, which will cut down on the amount of trim you get when cutting the final product to shape. Cut some baking parchment as wide as the tin, and that hangs over the edge after being pushed in all the way. Now we'll start layering up the potato. Now I usually focus around the outside edges, otherwise the middle tends to build up a little bit quicker disproportionately, but you'll find that if you push it down as you go every now and then, the pieces will slide around enough to level out a slight molehill if that's developed in the center of your tin. Once you've got all of your potato in there, cover with parchment and then placed in a preheated oven at 120°C, that's 250°F, for 3 hours. When they come out, pop the other tin on top and weigh it down. This can be done with a couple of tins of food, but I have a cast iron press that I'll use. I'll actually use both. I'll let that cool and then I'll put it in the fridge overnight. The next day it will need some coaxing away from the edges before turning it out. You'll definitely want to make sure the whole thing is still cold when you do this. Remove the baking parchment and trim up each side. If you've got a baking tin with fairly straight sides, you shouldn't have too much excess trim. Those bits of trim, by the way, make fantastic snacks or salad toppers, so don't throw them away. I'm going to show you a couple of different ways of cutting these now. At the Quality Chop House, they cut them this way around, so the layers stack up from end to end. To me, this makes perfect sense, right? As a sharing side dish at the restaurant, people can break off pieces as they wish without destroying any one piece. I prefer to cut the layers going from top to bottom. If you want to do it this way, you'll cut slabs lengthways and then turn them on their side and cut lengthways again. Cut that in half and you'll have a very chunky chip style. As you can see, quite different from the first one. Now the sweet spot for me is to cut them a little thinner. You'll need to work with the tin you used, but for me that means cutting the slab into 3. I feel like it's worth making these just to feel what it's like to have something so satisfying to hold as these little potato bars. Okay, let's fry these off and see how each one looks. I get my oil between about 170 to 180°C and I'll lower it in 3 or 4 at a time in this size of a pan. If you have a fryer and you're tempted to use it, you might find that they get stuck a bit in the basket. I did, so I just use a pan like this one now. You're going to fry for about 4 minutes, but I find it easier to judge by the color. In the cookbook, they describe the color as croissant brown, which is a wonderful way to describe it, even if it does make you question and overthink what color a croissant actually is. So here I have my 3 examples. Now, as you can see, quite different depending on the way that you cut them. Taking the bite out of the chunky one is pretty satisfying. The one that's layered from top to bottom, as I mentioned earlier, is great for breaking off pieces if you're sharing. Biting into this one is a satisfying experience, really nice mouthfeel. Would recommend trying all of these and see which you prefer. If you can also go to the Quality Chop House to experience them in the flesh, so to speak, then that I would also recommend.